80% of people are making this huge mistake with their paycheck and it's costing them thousands of dollars. And the worst part, most people don't even realize that they're doing it. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the big paycheck mistake you're probably making, show you why most people handle their money in the wrong way, and reveal a safe and easy system that you can set up today to make sure you never struggle with your paycheck again. To start, I wanna show you the mistake that I used to make with my paycheck, one that cost me a really embarrassing moment. So back in high school, I worked at this drive-through convenience store and got paid every 2 weeks, but instead of direct deposit, I was given this physical paycheck. And for some reason, I would always forget to deposit them. So I would leave them lying around in my room, completely forgetting about them for weeks at a time. Then when I finally remembered, I would have to search for them, walk 15 minutes to the bank, fill out a deposit form, write the amount, and then sign the back just to get my own money. And during that time, I had this monthly orthodontist appointment where I had to pay $200 at the end of every visit. And one day after one of these visits, I swiped my debit card like usual, but this time it got declined. And turns out I didn't have enough money in the account and I was terrified. And the receptionist was staring at me, people in the waiting room probably overheard, and my own debit card basically announced to the world that I was broke. Luckily they understood and let me pay at my next visit, but that embarrassment stuck with me. And after that, I immediately signed up for direct deposit and never missed another paycheck again. And here's why that's important. That embarrassing moment taught me the true power of automation. And when you rely on a manual process, you're setting yourself up to forget, overlook important steps, or even miss payments altogether. And automations remove these risks, making sure that your money always goes exactly where it needs to without you even having to think about it. But automation isn't just for direct deposit. You could also automate your entire financial system, like your savings, your investments, and your bills. So you're not relying on willpower alone, and that means less stress, more peace of mind, and a greater confidence that you're consistently saving and investing for your future. So here's what that exactly means for you and how you can set it up for yourself. And you'll need 3 simple accounts working together automatically. One will be your checking account. So think about this as your spending hub. Your paycheck lands here and is used for all of your things like bills, groceries, and everyday expenses. Your second one will be your high yield savings account. So this is your emergency fund. Ideally, you want to have around 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up. So if your car breaks down or you lose your job, this account has your back. And the third one will be your retirement account. And this includes your 401k and Roth IRA. And I won't go too deep into these in this video, but these accounts will help to build your wealth for over the long run. And the beauty of the system is that once you set it up, these 3 accounts automatically work together, moving your money exactly where it needs to go without you having to lift a finger. And after the initial setup, you really only need to check in once or twice a year to make like small adjustments. And I'll walk you through exactly how to automate this shortly. But first, there's another big problem that we need to tackle here. So I used to do this thing where no matter how much I got paid, I always found a way to have less than $100 left in my account by the end of the month. And it was basically like see money, spend money. Whenever I checked my account balance and saw that there's money there, I would spend freely without thinking about it. Then at the end of the month rolled around, I finally thought about saving and investing, and there would just be nothing left over. And I felt stuck and frustrated because I wasn't making any real progress towards my financial goals. And if you had asked me like, where exactly did all of my money go? And honestly, I couldn't even tell you. And that's when I knew something had to change. And around that time, I picked up a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And that's the first time I learned about the concept of paying yourself first. And paying yourself first means that before you pay for rent, utilities, or even groceries, before you spend even a single dollar, you set aside 10% of your income just for yourself. And for me, at first, this seemed impossible because at this point, I could barely save anything at all. So how was I suddenly supposed to set aside 10% of my money? But when I actually gave it a shot, it was actually way easier than I expected. In fact, once I automated it, I barely even noticed the money leaving my account. And it was so seamless that if I didn't check my transactions, I wouldn't even have known that it was even happening. And for the first time ever, I actually started saving and investing consistently without even thinking about it. So how can you start paying yourself first? And the first step is very simple. As soon as your paycheck hits your account, set up an automatic transfer within 24 hours to move 10% out of your spending account. So 5% automatically goes into your high yield savings account for emergencies and future goals. And the other 5% automatically goes into your retirement account like your 401k or Roth IRA. Don't worry, we'll dive into all of this in a different video. So I do want to stress that this is important to actually time this automation to match your payday. So for example, if you get paid on the 1st and the 15th, schedule transfers on those days or the day after, so you give your paycheck time to clear. And if you get paid every other Thursday, let's say, schedule transfers for Friday. Doing this ensures that your money is saved and invested automatically every payday without you even have to think about it. And your only job is to just occasionally double check that everything went through smoothly. And you could always adjust these percentages later, but the key is to start with at least 10% to start building a habit. And whenever you get a raise, keep the same percentage if you can, so as your income grows, your savings and investment also grow with it. And by setting this up once, you eliminate stress, save time, and more importantly, build wealth on autopilot. And that brings us to how this automation completely transformed your relationship with money. Because before I was stuck in this frustrating cycle of see money, spend money, but at the end of the month, I would always feel guilty and stressed because I just had nothing left over to save and invest. But once I flipped the process where I save first before I spend a single dollar, knowing exactly how much I was saving and investing every month, I actually start to enjoy spending the rest completely guilt-free. It's almost like when you're in school and you do your homework as soon as you get home, so you have all of the rest of the evening to enjoy yourself without stress. Not that I would know, I never actually did that, but I'm assuming that's how it feels like. But here's the thing, a recent survey found that 77% of people feel guilty when they spend money on non-essential things like travel, online shopping, or takeout food. But when you start paying yourself first, you start allowing yourself to enjoy your spending without that negativity weighing you down. And all you did was to just set up this quick process that kicks in every paycheck and it automatically takes care of your future self without forgetting or making mistakes or missing a deposit. But here's the thing, even after you've automated your savings and investments, you might still feel stuck in your 9-to-5 job, wondering if you'll ever truly escape. So watch this video next where I'll show you exactly how to replace your income step by step and ultimately break free from your job entirely.